inspire other senior pickleball players to crush it as well, and help have them redefine it, and who knows where the show would go. I'd love to have a segment in the future where we interview someone who's a senior pickleball player who's maybe they're not a pro, not whatever, but they're redefining what it means to be a senior pro.
Hey everyone, welcome to the DH Pickleball Show. My name is Mike Behrens. We are back to have a great conversation tonight on the DH Pickleball Show where I talk to my good buddy David Henry about his journey with pickleball. This is our first episode in quite some time. We are happy and excited to be back at it. So David, let's say hello to the people and let them know that we're back and excited. How are you, buddy?
Yeah. Hey man, I'm doing really well. And yes, very, very excited to be back. It's been way too long.
Yes. I'm very excited to be back and be new and improved. There's going to be some new changes, as I'm sure some of the people that are watching this version of the podcast on YouTube, you can see a little bit different of a format, a little bit different on the screen. We're excited for that. We're going to talk about all those things and what's to come for the DH Pickleball Show tonight and for future episodes. But first, let's address the elephant in the room. Where the hell have we been? It's been a few months. It's been 5 months, I think, since we last posted an episode.
I think about 5. So maybe October-ish.
Yeah. So why? I know why, but let's tell the listeners and the viewers why. Where have you been? What's going on?
Yeah. 2 reasons. One of them is a main reason, and the other one's a little more minor. So the main reason was that an injury. I had really, really bad hand and wrist tendonitis that was just got to be too bad to where I just couldn't play. So wasn't playing, and so it kind of. We didn't have as much to talk about, with me not playing on a regular basis. And so that was the main reason. But then the other reason was just while I liked the previous iteration of the DH Pickleball Show, I didn't love it. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to take a little bit of time to kind of revamp things.
Sure. Well, sorry for letting you down on the previous iterations of the show, man. That's my bad.
No. Seriously, we'll talk about that a little bit. But that's one of the highlights is working with you. Not.
Yeah.
That is not a part that I didn't like about the show.
Sure. I hope you're just saying that, but I hope it's true. So okay. All right. So with that, so we'll talk about the things that are going to be changing with the show and some updates and what we're doing, but let's talk about this injury first. What happened? How did you hurt it? What was, how did you rehab? All that kind of stuff. Take us all the way back to when it started bugging you. Cause I think if I remember correctly, some of the last episodes we recorded, you might've mentioned that you were experiencing some pain.
Yeah. You're exactly right. And so, kind of silly what happened, now I think about it, but for a while it's just really starting to bother me. Okay, so like you said, back in October time frame, and I really couldn't figure out what caused it because there wasn't at one specific time where I fell on it and tweaked it, or there was nothing like that. So I'm kind of racking my brain as to how did I injure myself, and so. Two things is what I did. So the first one, and love my daughter to death, love her dog to death, and so hopefully she won't watch this.
Sure, you do.
I do. Mr. Finn, Finn, Finn. He's amazing. But so hopefully she won't watch this episode because she does not know that this is a cause of my injury. But he's an amazing dog, but he just has a ton of energy. And so she takes some business trips from time to time. So I go about 20 minutes away to her apartment. She lives in a great, nice luxury apartment. So it's fun going over there and hanging out with Finn. And when I take him out for walks, I take his leash and I loop it in my hand and then I wrap it around my hand. So right through the middle of my hand, I wrap this leash and we go outside. And Finn is a puller. He just pulls like crazy. He sees another dog, he pulls. He sees a bird, he pulls. He pulls like crazy. And put a lot of stress on my hand right there in the middle where that tendonitis was bad. And so I didn't even realize it though until another time that I was staying over there and watching Finn. And as soon as we went for our first walk and it started pulling and hit that sore spot, I'm like, that's what probably contributed to it. So now I just wrap it. Now I wrap him around my right hand because I don't want to mess up my good left hand. So I think that was primary cause. And then I maybe even shared this on a previous episode before we took our hiatus. But right around that exact same time, I got a new laptop for my corporate job. And my old laptop that I used for years, because I work from home, and a lot of my colleagues make fun of me because I work on my laptop only. Like I don't have a monitor that a big monitor. I don't have an external mouse. I don't have an external keyboard. I just like simplicity, and I like to work from my laptop only. So my previous laptop, in the middle of the keyboard, it had one of those little rubber mouse that you could just move with your finger.
Yeah.
Well, I got a new laptop for work right around the same time, and it didn't have that. And so when it had it, I was able to operate it with my middle finger with my hand pretty flat. When I got my new laptop, I had to come back to the keyboard, and so I found myself arching my hand back all day long. So it is so stupid. The two causes. I mean, walking the dog and a mouse on my new laptop. But really, that just kind of really aggravated and these tendons in here. And then playing pickleball, just with so much wrist flexion. And we've talked in previous episodes that I play with a fairly high swing weight on my paddle. So it's just pickleball was just agitating it, just really agitating it. So so like you said, a very, very good memory that it was starting to bother me around October timeframe. So what I did was I took the entire month of November off of playing, hoping that 1 month off would make everything better. And so I went out and played. I only think maybe only 2 times in December. Played a little team tournament one weekend, and I think I played just one other night. And it just was bad. It was really bad. I mean, I remember not the team tournament, but the night I played. I remember that toward the end of the night, like I could barely hold the paddle. Like it was just that bad. And so that's when I knew, as much as I didn't want to take an extended break, that's when I knew that I had to take an extended break. And so I took that was early December. So I took all of December, all of January, all of February off. And then today's March 28th when we're recording this. And I've been playing now again for about 2 weeks. So took a lot of time off.
Cool. All right. Well, before we dig into what you've been playing and when you started playing again, how did you treat it? What did you do to treat it? Because I know you shared a little bit with me over the last couple months about it, but how did you treat the wrist injury?
Yeah. And I've been thinking about that. Is that I did a lot of different things, a lot. And I actually think when I'm planning out like what are going to be some of the future episodes, I think we need to do a whole episode on all the different treatments that I did. But it was a result of rest. It was working with my chiropractor. It was putting on some sorts of creams and lotions. It was working it out like crazy. It was wearing some patches to reduce some inflammation. It was taking some supplements to reduce inflammation. So a lot of things. So I think actually we'll probably save that, and I think we can probably do a whole episode on that, because I think it's good, because I think it's super interesting of all the things I did, and I think that maybe can help someone else.
Yeah, sure. You said you didn't, not to tease everybody too much. You said you worked with a chiropractor a little bit. Did you do like rehab for it, or was I know the answer, but was there some rehab involved beyond the supplements and the patches and things?
Oh yeah. I mean, I trust my chiropractor with my life. We've been going to her for 20 years. I trust her with my life. She is much more than just, some chiropractors I think get a bad rap of just being backcrackers, and she's far more than that. I mean, she does all kinds of soft tissue work and holistic work and everything. And so, I mean, so I would go see her all the time, and she would just work the hell out of it. Like, I mean, to where it hurts. Like, she's just breaking down all the knottiness in the tendons you know, and just really working it hard. And then a lot of times after she would work it, then we would, you know, she'd put on ultrasound on it. And so, yeah, all kinds of stuff. But, and again, I can't, of all these different treatment type of things that I did to make it better, I can't pinpoint and say this was the magic thing that worked. It was probably a true combination of everything. But yeah, it got me back to playing.
Yeah, no, that's good. Did you go consistently throughout the whole time with the chiropractor, or was it, you know, once a week or twice a week? Like, what was the consistency?
It was pretty much once a week for a long time, and then eventually I was seeing her every 2 weeks.
Oh, cool.
And I'm still actually on that pattern right now, just to maintain it and make sure it stays okay.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I want to keep it healthy.
Yeah, for sure. I do not want another 4-month break.
No, I don't either. This show can't handle it. We need to stay consistent. Okay, all right. So now that you've got it kind of healed up a little bit, you started playing again. When did you start playing again, and how's the wrist holding up with it?
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. So I think I've played 1, 2. I think I played 4 times.
Okay.
Since I've been back, and you know, about 2 hours a time is what I play. So I probably have about 8 hours of play under my belt now that I've been back, and it feels really really good. Yeah. I mean, I'm thrilled with it. I mean, you know, I will wrap it with KT tape.
Okay.
You know, when I'm playing, just to give it a little bit of extra support. She told me exactly how and where to wrap it and everything. So I wrap it when I play. And I mean, you know, at the end, after playing for a couple hours, can I feel a little strain on it? Yeah, absolutely. But I think we've got it to the point now where that little strain dissipates pretty quickly. And I'm good. And I'm being a little cautious right now, just when I'm coming back, where, you know, I'm not playing 3-4 days in a row. So, you know, I think the first time I played was on a Saturday, and I think I didn't play again until a Thursday. Okay. Then I didn't play until Sunday, and then I did do back-to-back Sunday and Monday. But then today's Thursday, so I played, you know, 3 days ago on Monday, and I'm probably not going to play again until this past Monday. So I'm spacing it out, and, you know, giving it time to lightly between playing, just again to be super overly cautious, because, you know, I love pickleball so much, and like I said, I don't want another hiatus.
Yeah. I'm assuming none of these are tournaments, right? These are practices or pickup games, basically.
Well, the very first one was a tournament.
Nothing like jumping right back in.
Yeah. Nothing like jumping right back in, and there's also nothing like going into a tournament ice cold. I mean,
yeah, sure.
I'd go to an ice cold. And that tournament did not go well. It did not go well.
How did you finish? Let's not make them wait for a results update.
I played with Andy, who I played with before, you know, and we probably talked about, we've medaled before and stuff. We went 0-5 in pool play.
Oh.
It was bad, but two factors. One, I was ice cold. I mean, I just didn't have, my footwork just wasn't there. Just having my drop shots dialed in just wasn't there. So I was leaving drop shots too high. You know, it just little things like that. My game just wasn't dialed in. That was one factor. And then the other factor was Andy. He played mixed doubles with a female partner that morning. So our tournament was an afternoon start time. He had played that morning mixed doubles, and he played 7 games in mixed. So he was gassed by the time our tournament started. So it was just a bad combination. I mean, we were not uncompetitive in any of those 5 losses. I mean, you know, the games were close, and we were in it for the most part. But you know, it was not pretty, man. It was not pretty.
Got it.
Yeah. And but then what's interesting too, though. So then other times I played back then, it's just been like open play and just playing with some buddies and things like that. But it really, I played, I think I said, I played four times. So on my third time, I really started getting my game back. So the first two times were a little rocky.
Sure.
But then it's really starting to come back nicely. I'm thrilled about that.
Like riding a bike.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's great. Very cool.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm glad that you're back playing again. I'm excited that you're back getting to do what you love to do. I'm excited that we're back recording the show. So with that said, we've kind of alluded to it at the beginning that we're going to make some updates. One of those updates I already talked about is the look of the show is going to be a little bit improved, a little bit better. We're going to add some cooler background graphics and things that are already there for everybody watching the YouTube show. Another thing that we are talking about when I say for watching the YouTube show, I'm going to drop this bomb because I've been pushing you to do it. So I'm going to take the credit for it. Is this the DH Pickleball Show is going to be on audio now. We're going to have an audio podcast version of the show as well. So you'll be able to hear that on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, you'll be able to find the show as well. So I'm very excited about that. It'll be the exact same show, no difference, just audio, video version on YouTube. So I'm really pumped for that. But I want to ask you, what was it about the show that maybe, not that you didn't like it, but just wasn't exactly what your vision of the show was? What do you mean by that, where it wasn't? Just tell me what you mean.
I mean, I absolutely love doing the show. Love talking about pickleball. Love talking about my pickleball journey. Love working with you and joking with you and laughing and doing these episodes. Loved all of that. But it was really, again, I've been saying two things a lot tonight, but it was really two things with the show. Is one was the focus. So I just didn't love the focus. Wanted to change the focus of the show a little bit, just a little tweak. And then, as you said, and we'll circle back to this because I need to give you a lot of credit, but just the enhanced production value, as you kind of mentioned a minute ago, with some better graphics and some things like that. So those were the two things that, again, I really liked the show. I just wanted to really love it instead. And I think, I know we're getting there. So I really do love tonight's show and all the future ones. But yeah, we can dig into that some more if you'd like.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, so the production value, we'd been talking about it for a while, but it was just more of a wanted to, for lack of a better way of saying it, jazz up the production a little bit, make it feel a little more professional, a little more well done, and make the production a little better. So where did that even come from for you? Because for people who listen to a podcast, why does the production matter?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I mean, it's a good question, but I mean, just in my mind, I guess the previous version was just a couple of dudes talking, and there's nothing wrong with that either, because many shows are like that, many podcasts are like that. But I don't know. I just, all aspects of my life, I like to have a little bit more increased professionalism.
Sure.
And I just wanted that extra, like you said, jazz it up a little bit with the production value, and so the layout that we have right now on the screen with the DH Pickleball Show logo up in the corner, and then we've got the little bar at the bottom that'll change periodically. You did some really cool background video that it's just subtly moving the gray and the whites and the black, to give that background. I couldn't be happier with it. Like, I absolutely love it. And the viewers and listeners need to know that, Mike gets all the credit in the world for this. I mean, you're just seeing a small, tiny piece of what Mike is capable of doing. Like really, Mike is the best, or one of the very best graphic artists, designers, whatever the correct term is, what you do, Mike. But one of the best I've ever seen. Like Mike puts together, I've seen several like PowerPoint presentations and decks that Mike puts together, and off the charts high quality. Yeah. So kudos to you, my friend. You know that I've always been very fond and appreciative of all the graphics work you do and impressed by it all. And so, yeah. Just wanted to give that shout out because it's much deserved.
I appreciate it, buddy. I'll take it. Thank you. It's fun. I enjoy it. So, okay.
Yeah.
So you, with the show, beyond the production value of it, you mentioned the focus of the show. What, for everybody that's listening, what was the focus, and then what do you see the focus being moving forward?
Yeah. The focus was about David Henry's pickleball journey to senior pro. Okay. And so, I wanted to change that. Again, the changes we're talking about are slight, but I wanted to change that a little bit to be more, not so much focus on the senior pro, because I may not get there. Okay. So I may not. And the journey was never about, hey, David has to get there, but it was the journey to there. I may never get there. And then also I was thinking that probably not that relatable to the audience. Like they may want to follow the journey, but it may not be as relatable to them, because that's probably not the goal of very many people out there, who would kind of gravitate and find this show. It's probably not their goal. And so I think I wanted to be a little bit more relatable, and so tweak it a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's very good. So not that it was a bad focus at all, because people love stories and love sharing in journeys and seeing progress, and that's good. And it's still a goal. I mean, I think it's still your goal to chase the senior pro, right?
100%. Still the goal for sure. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So it's still going to be following the journey, still going to be, check in once in a while on your journey and see how things are going. But what's the new focus of the show? What's the new plan?
Yeah. So, if the title of the show is the DH Pickleball Show, then the tagline is Redefining Senior Pickleball. Yeah. Okay. And what that means, like a sub tagline of that, is by crushing the stereotype. You get credit for this. So I did the redefining senior pickleball portion, and then you followed it up with and crushing the stereotype of what it means to be a senior pro.
Yeah. It's good.
Love it.
Yep. It's great.
Cool.
Yep.
Love it. And because I mean, that's what I think and hope that I'm doing.
Sure.
And, I think that, that could also be relatable to other people and could be inspirational to other people, that, they too can redefine what senior pickleball means, and crush that stereotype. So, I mean, the stereotype, like, what would you think of when you think of a senior pickleball player?
Well, yeah, exactly. And a senior pickleball player, for someone who is not, when you think senior anything, the stereotypical approach to it is senior can't move, can't do anything, just, or moves real slow. You're on the court hitting the paddle like this, nice and slow. And that's what in your mind when you hear senior pickleball, but then you realize, oh, wait, senior pickleball is 50 plus. David don't look like an old decrepit dude out on the court, And so that's what's really cool, is redefining what that means and really showing a different version of what a senior pickleball player is. Like, senior pickleball is not your grandma's pickleball. It's legit stuff, And so this is going to be cool for me to see how we can redefine and retell that story of what it means to be a senior pickleball player.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and you hit it spot on. I mean, I think, I guess what comes to mind is like what you said, like slow, weak, frail, those sorts of things. And those are the things that I am not. And those are the things that I don't want to be for another 20, 30 years, as I'm knocking on the door of 53 here in a couple of months. And so, so I really love the focus of redefining senior pickleball, and it's things like, redefining it from the standpoint of drilling. So, for example, we've talked before, most people go out and they just play. They show up at a court, they don't stretch out, they don't warm up, they don't do anything, they just start playing. maybe dink a few times and say, okay, I'm good to go. Let's play, and that's what most people are doing. I'm drilling with Jeremy Campbell. We've mentioned we're going to have him on the show to talk about some of our drilling sessions, and that hasn't started back up yet just due to my schedule, but we've already got a couple on the books to start drilling again. And so that's just one aspect of drilling. Like, most senior pickleball players aren't drilling, and you need to drill. I mean, I don't care what your aspiration is, even if it's not to be a senior pro, like my aspiration, but to improve your game and drill. So that's one. Another area where I'm redefining senior pickleball is, as we've talked before, I'm, certainly not a large framed, huge guy, but I'm down in the basement 3 times a week doing barbell training, and probably not a whole lot of senior pickleball players are doing that, and right. That's why I want to inspire them like that. You can do this too. Like that's redefining it. That is certainly not the stereotypical senior pickleball player of someone down, in the basement throwing a barbell on their back and throwing plates on the barbell and doing low bar back squats and deadlifts and things like that. Right. And so I'm doing that stuff. Just redefining it with not just strength, but and we're actually going to talk about this in the next episode about strength training and conditioning training and like power type of training. Like, so I'm doing a lot of power explosive work. I'm doing medicine ball stuff. I'm doing box jumps, doing stuff like that again, that's redefining senior pickleball in my mind, because I don't know many that are doing that, and then just other stuff, even just from my diet and nutrition and just a heavy focus. So, I just want that to be more the focus of the show of I'm redefining senior pickleball by crushing the stereotype of what it means to be a senior pickleball player. And I just want people to follow that journey if that's what they want, or inspire other senior pickleball players to crush it as well, and help have them redefine it, and who knows where the show would go. I'd love to have a segment in the future where we interview someone who's a senior pickleball player who's maybe they're not a pro, I mean, not whatever, but they're redefining what it means to be a senior pro. And so, I'm really, really excited and feel really good about the new, slightly tweaked focus of the show, and looking forward to take it from here.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. I think that's a great focus to have. And I think it's your story and sharing that and really just living what you're preaching as far as redefining it. So you kind of just mentioned it a little bit. One of the things that we might do in the future, as far as the show is concerned, and inspiring people to redefine and crush being a senior pickleball player. What are some of the things that we're going to do on the show? Some of the topics, the themes, we've talked about that over the last couple months of the show, and how we're going to help people really crush it as senior pickleball players.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're still going to do like results updates. So we're going to still hold myself accountable and, share my results as far as, tournaments and leagues and things like that. But then we're going to do, I think, a lot more focus too on the strength training I'm doing and the conditioning work and the power work. And we'll focus on that. I do a lot with diet and nutrition and supplements and wearable technology, a lot of different things. So, we'll talk about that. Customization that we've talked about in the past. That's still redefining senior pickleball, by really focusing on your equipment and customizing paddles and things like that. So we're definitely going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the drilling as well. So, the drill sessions that Jeremy and I do. So we're going to really break that down and have some shows about that, and just let people know what we're doing and how we drill and what they can do as well to drill in the same type of manner. And then maybe, like we said, maybe some interviews, in the future of other senior pickleball players that are redefining senior pickleball. And I'm really interested as well in the professional senior pickleball tour. And there's a league called the National Pickleball League, which is for senior players. There is a couple different pro tours for senior pickleball players. So, probably do some stuff about senior pickleball pro tour news and updates, and maybe even interview some of those players in the future and see where it goes. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. If you're listening and watching this on YouTube, comment below with what you think. Which one of those excited you the most? So we have some ideas of what people want to hear and what kind of value we can bring to the show, and how we can help you be a better pickleball player. We're the goal here. David and I have been talking for months about what to do during the time off and how to really bring some extra value to the show. And I think he's got a great plan and a great plan of attack, but we're open for suggestions as well. So leave us a comment or shoot us an email or whatever. Reach out to David.
Yeah. Please, I would love that. And one of the earlier shows, we got some feedback from a viewer said maybe talk about the transition from tennis to pickleball, because I come from a tennis background and a lot of people do. So that'll be a topic we will cover. I got some questions today from a lady. She was asking just like stretching routines and what I do to warm up, and so probably do an episode like that. So yeah, I love the feedback, the comments, and the questions. I mean, we're just starting this channel now, so I'm not getting a ton of it, but yeah, let's keep it coming, because I love to answer questions and help in any way I can. And then I love that we can turn a lot of these questions just into topics, because if one person's asking it, that means there's probably a handful of others that have that same question that just haven't asked it. So, we turn some of these questions into shows and go from there.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's great, man. I'm very excited for where we're going. Is there anything else about where we're going with the show that we haven't covered? I think we pretty much gave everybody a clear idea of where we're going with the show.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
All right. Cool. Well, I mean, yeah, that's all. I just wanted to make sure that we kind of cast the vision of what's going on with the show, and we're in episode 14 here, and it's an exciting restart almost. I mean, we haven't been gone for too long. Take a little break and restart the show in a strong way. The old episodes are still going to be there, so there's definitely some great value. You can go back and check those out. Some great stuff on pickleball paddle customization. Some great stuff, just some insights on what David does to play better and still crush being a senior pickleball player without having the title of that's what we're doing, So
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay. So as far as where can people keep up with you in between episodes, David?
Yeah. The best place is Instagram. That is mainly where I am. I'm doing a little bit more on Facebook now. DH Pickleball at both places. So on Instagram at DH Pickleball. But yeah, for the most part, mainly Instagram. Again, it has been a little sparse over the last 4 months as well, but starting to put more pictures up, more stories, things like that on Instagram. So yeah, that's the best place to follow me for now. And then here on the show, and then soon the audio versions that you're pushing me to do.
It will be up.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Excited.
Very cool. All right, man. Well, hey, let's wrap this episode up for episode 14 of the DH Pickleball Show. The goal moving forward is to help you. I don't want to get this wrong because it's the first official time I'm going to say it. To help you redefine senior pickleball by crushing the stereotype of what it means to be a senior pickleball player. For myself, for David Henry, this has been the DH Pickleball Show, and we will see you in the next episode.